Get everything done. Do all the things. Be more productive. How many times have you heard this or maybe even told yourself this? We're constantly bombarded with messages about how to be more productive and get ahead. But here's the thing, we already know what we need to do. Like, we know that exercise is good for us, but actually doing it requires discipline. And the same applies to getting ahead in work. When I worked at an investment bank, I used to start my day by checking emails, taking on urgent tasks, squeezing in a few meetings, and then checking emails again. I was busy, but at the end of the day, I hadn't really accomplished much. I was just reacting to whatever came my way. So I started to experiment with different techniques to take back control of my time, and eventually I discovered a simple routine that made a huge difference to my productivity. If you follow these 3 steps, you too can stop wasting time and actually achieve your goals. Now let's go back to basics. Effective time management starts with understanding where you want to spend your time. Most people have no idea where their time goes. They're just letting it slip through their fingers. So the first step is to write down the top 3 things you need to do each day. It doesn't have to be a long list, just 3 important tasks. For example, if you're studying for an exam, your 3 most important tasks might be reading a chapter, solving past paper questions, and revising flashcards. Or if you're trying to launch a business, it might be reaching out to potential customers, creating a website, or filming a video. Once you've identified those 3 tasks, that should be your focus for the day. You don't need to set a bunch of other tasks or goals. Just focus on those 3. So if you need to read 2 chapters, but you only have time to read 1, which would have a bigger impact on your grades? Revising flashcards. If you only have time to do 1 task, make sure it's the one that will move the needle on your most important goals. Now, this brings me to the second step, which is to stop multitasking. Multitasking makes us think we're being productive because it gives us the illusion of making progress on multiple things at once. But studies show that multitasking can reduce our efficiency by up to 40%. Also, when you multitask, you're constantly context switching between different tasks. And every time you do that, you lose focus and make mistakes. Imagine if every time you went to brush your teeth, you accidentally put the toothbrush in your pocket instead. You'd probably end up with a lot of cavities. That's how important it is to stay focused. But the problem is that our brains aren't designed for multitasking. In fact, we weren't even meant to be checking emails every hour. Now, the average worker spends 28% of their time dealing with email. And every time you open your inbox, you're interrupting your train of thought. You're also lowering your IQ by an average of 10 points. When we're interrupted while we're working, so we have to spend time rebooting our brains and refocusing on the task at hand. This is called attention residue, and it significantly impacts our ability to focus. Instead of multitasking, we need to block out specific times in our day to focus deeply on one thing. This is called time blocking, and it's been around since the days of Leonardo da Vinci. Time blocking helps you stay in flow or maintain a high level of concentration for longer periods. It also helps you avoid multitasking and allows you to allocate time for important but boring tasks. So let's say you want to study for 4 hours. Instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to study for 4 hours, which is a vague and unspecific plan that you'll likely fail to stick to. Think, okay, I'm going to study for 90 minutes and I'm going to do this right now. Then set a timer for 90 minutes, close your door and focus. 90 minutes is long enough for you to get into a state of flow, which is a state of intense focus and high productivity. It's also not long enough that you'll burn out. We did a whole video on how to use the Pomodoro technique to boost productivity. So check that out if you want to learn more. Now, some of you might be thinking, yeah, but what if something urgent comes up? If something urgent comes up during your 90 minutes of focus time, then deal with it. But if something non-urgent comes up, like a colleague asks you to do something, politely tell them you can't help them now, but you'll get back to them later. Remember, it's better to finish a task well than to start a new task. You see, when we try to do too much at once, we spread ourselves too thin. We end up completing nothing and we feel overwhelmed. When we focus on one thing at a time, we complete that task and then we can move on to the next one feeling accomplished. It's a vicious cycle. Completing tasks makes you feel good, which motivates you to complete the next task. Now, after you've completed your 3 main tasks for the day, you might want to squeeze in some extra work or do some more studying. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but before you do, it's important to reflect on what you've done so far. Are you closer to your goal now? If yes, then keep going. If not, then ask yourself why. Is it because you were distracted? Did you find the task boring or did you just procrastinate? The answers to these questions will help you improve your productivity in the future. Okay, so you've set some goals for the day and you're avoiding multitasking. These are two big steps towards effective time management. But there's one more thing you need to do to manage your time effectively. You need to stop wasting it. There are 3 common time wasters: social media, notification, and unnecessary meetings. Let's start with social media. We spend an average of 147 minutes or 2 hours and 27 minutes on social media each day. And that's just the average. Some of us spend much more time than that. I mean, I've spent entire weekends scrolling through TikTok videos. Next thing I know, it's Sunday evening and I haven't done anything productive. To break free from this, turn off notifications and schedule your social media use. Don't check social media throughout the day. Instead, allocate 30 minutes to an hour and use that time to scroll through your feed, watch YouTube videos, play games, or chat with friends. I personally use Freedom and FlipD to block distracting websites and apps. These tools allow you to schedule your social media use and block distracting websites and apps. Notifications are another major distraction. The average office worker receives 60 push notifications a day. Each notification competes for your attention and pulls you away from your work. And it's not just smartphones. Desktop notifications are a problem too. I used to get so many notifications that I spend half my day clicking on them. So turn off notifications while you're working. You can use a focus tool like Forest to block distractions and improve focus. This tool blocks distracting apps and websites and also has a built-in timer. Another option is to use your phone in Do Not Disturb mode. This won't block notifications completely, but it will at least reduce the number of interruptions you receive. Finally, there are unnecessary meetings. Meetings are a huge waste of time. The average employee attends 30 meetings a month, which translates to 3 hours a week. Many meetings are pointless and could be replaced by emails or instant messages. Others are just plain boring. And let's face it, we've all been in that awkward meeting where no one is talking. So before you attend a meeting, ask yourself, do I really need to be here? Can I get the information I need through an email? Is this meeting just a formality? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then skip the meeting. It's better to focus on your work than to waste time in pointless meetings. You can also use the 2-minute rule to shorten meetings. If a meeting can be resolved in 2 minutes, then address it immediately. For example, if someone asks you a question, take 2 minutes to answer it instead of scheduling a meeting. In conclusion, to stop wasting time and get everything done, set clear daily goals. Focus on the most important things and avoid multitasking. Avoid multitasking. Stop wasting time on distractions like social media, notifications, and unnecessary meetings. Apply these 3 steps and you'll be well on your way to getting everything done. By the way, if you want to learn more about how to save time, we did a whole video on how to speed read. So check that out. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.